Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Land Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to combine split training programs. Now, somebody just asked me about my training programs on my website, my 2-day splits and 3-day splits and whole body workouts, and is it possible for them to somehow find a way of hybridizing these programs? And at first, I would say I wouldn't recommend that, because you're doing different amounts of volume which may affect your recovery, and therefore if you start jumping into super high frequency and then low frequency, it might be, let's just say you may have a tendency to use too much volume for that type of frequency. But once you become more of an intermediate or more advanced lifter, and you are aware of what the signs of overtraining are, or you're aware of, hey, this feels a little bit off today, so I'm going to lighten up the weight, or I'm going to do maybe a different exercise, you know, like you have that awareness, that body awareness, then I would say, yeah, it's totally normal. Like I do this kind of thing all the time, where I may do a 2-day split sort of template, but then sometimes I feel like doing a whole body workout one day and I just throw that in the middle of it, right? So of course I always adjust rep ranges. So say if I'm sore or if I feel like my muscles are tight, I may be more conservative in the rep ranges as far as do more 15, 20 rep, 25 rep sets instead of, you know, straining out 5 reps, right? But if I feel like my muscles just have not been hit, they just feel like good, they feel recovered, then I may do heavy sets that day, even if it is a whole body workout. So you see, I start to move, or I flow with the forces. I find out how is my body feeling, and then I respond that way. So once you start to get that kind of body awareness, it would be totally normal for you to do a 2-day split for, you know, your day 1, you know, you may do 6 sets or 5 sets or whatever it is per body part. And then day 2, you do the other half of the body. And then day 3, you may say, okay, now I'm going to go to a whole body workout. And then day 4, you might take a day off, or you might repeat it all over again. So this is something that you have to kind of play around with. Now you can use my 2-day splits and then do a whole body workout. But again, I'll stress that you only do this if you have a certain amount of body awareness to understand when you feel like you're overtraining or you're doing too much. Because as much as overtraining isn't a big deal in the short term, because it's not, because you're always pushing the envelope, you're always trying to find out where that threshold of overtraining and undertraining is, you have to also have the awareness of when you are overtraining to you know, hold back a little bit, or take a day or 2 off, or maybe respond in a way where you're using lighter weight or less volume, vice versa. So yeah, the answer to the question is you can hybridize programs. You can be doing, you know, half the body one day, or just be doing a bro split, like doing, you know, chest one day and biceps, and then maybe a back training day and you're doing super high volume, and then that one day you do a pumper type of workout where you do the whole body at once. And this is kind of a neat way to get a little bit of extra frequency in, so that way you're maintaining coordination, but at the same time you're feeling like you're not losing the benefit of high volume training too, because some higher volume training for certain muscle groups, it works really well. Sometimes you may find that certain muscle groups respond very well to higher volume, while other muscle groups don't necessarily respond well to high volume, but they do respond well to high frequency. So by playing around with this, you might be able to get some sort of results. Another way to do it is to say, hey, these are the body parts that respond well to high volume, so I'm going to make sure I get those high volume workouts in during the week. Maybe it's back, maybe it's chest, maybe it's your arms, I don't know. And then you do high frequency training for other body parts, such as, you know, 3 sets here, 3 sets there for legs or whatever. You know, I don't know. I don't know your body, but you get what I'm saying, right? So you can mess around with this and stuff. And like I said, if you're ultimately aware, that's the secret. Awareness is always the secret when it comes to anything, when it comes to life, when it comes to bodybuilding, when it comes to your meditation practice, like all that stuff, right? So when you're aware of forces and you're aware of what it means when your body starts to give you this sort of feedback, such as soreness, good sore, bad sore, then you could start to respond through messing around with the volumes as you go. Kind of like playing a musical instrument. You know when something is out of tune, you know? You might not know a lot about a guitar, but you know when a chord sounds wrong or sounds weird, right? So in that way, that intuitive wisdom is inside you, and through this dance of you and the body, you can do all sorts of creative things in your training practice, and sometimes you can get a lot of results from thinking outside the box and trying some stuff out. So yeah, I hope this gives you a new perspective or a different perspective on training. Thanks a lot for the question, and I hope this helps you out in your training, and thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the patron supporters, and take care for now. Mountain. Natural Gallant.